Alrighty, hello everyone. Today we are going to make a tier list for Brawl Stars and its brawlers. So we have every brawler in here and we're going to put them in a tier list from S to D tier. So S tier is obviously the best tier and D tier is obviously the worst tier. So we're gonna start off with 8-bit. 8-bit is, I think, a pretty good brawler, so we're gonna put him in A tier. He is good, but he is not the best, okay? Now, Ems, I don't think Ems is actually that good. She got a buff recently, and I think that is because there's too many long rangers, and if you have a short ranger, they still counter you, and an Edgar who can fly on you and just rip you, so I don't think Ems is actually too good in this meta. I'm gonna put her in C tier because she can still do something in some maps and some modes. Now, Barley. I think that Barley is pretty good in some Brawl maps, but I don't think he's too good in most of the modes because we also have to think of Showdown and other modes. So he's pretty good in, like, say, Brawl Ball, and like he's just the worst in like Soul Showdown and some other modes. Now Rosa is also pretty trash in my opinion. She cannot do that much, so I'm gonna put her in the C tier. It's like Rosa, mm, like this is not a tank meta, okay? You have like Byron and like 8-bit in the meta and B in the meta. Rosa is just there's no place for her in this meta. And Primo, yeah, he's just the worst, okay. Then Poco is also like he can do pretty well. You can like it's gonna be harder now because you're gonna see bees in all of the comps, but you could run like a Poco Dual tank comp, but still it's not going to do much because B is in the middle right now and you will see her in every comp and B counters Poco Double Tank. So I'm gonna put Poco in the C tier. Now Carl is pretty good still. He got nerfed recently. His range got nerfed, so he is worse than before, but he's still pretty good in my opinion. You can play him on some maps and he's going to be pretty good still. Now Daryl, as I already mentioned before, it's not a tank meta and Daryl is obviously a tank. So yeah, Daryl is still pretty good in Showdown and he can also be like somewhat good in some modes like Brawl Ball. Some maps, some maps can be good for him, but not all of them. So I'm gonna put him in a B tier. He can still do something in some modes and some maps. Now Penny's decent. I'm gonna say she's not the best, but she's also not the worst. She was also pretty good at Present Plunder, but that obviously got deleted, or like not deleted, but it got taken away for next year. Now Shelly is also not that good in this meta right now. Like I pushed her recently to 900 trophies, but she is not good, and I did that because I could take advantage of the nerfs that went down like an hour from that time. So nobody was still going to play any like long rangers because I thought like, oh, B is nerfed, so I'm not gonna play her. So I could take advantage of that. So I pushed my Shelly to 900 trophies, but now you don't want to play her anymore at all. Now Rico got like also got a small buff recently, and I think he's also pretty good honestly. He can be good at some maps, but I don't think he's the best either, so I'm going to put him in the B tier. Like he can be pretty good, but he's not the best. Like that's what you're gonna hear from me. Now B is going to be A tier. Like I don't know, A tier or S tier, but like she's very good in Showdown. She's very good in other like almost every other mode, but like I'm gonna put an S tier, okay? I'm gonna put her in S tier because she is actually very good in that many modes, and since I am a solo main, I'm going to like look at Showdown a little more. Now, Bibi is not that good too. No, Frank is not either. They're both tanks, so you're not gonna see them. that much. Now, Nani is like, or Nani, I don't know, whatever you want. I don't know, I'm gonna put him in B tier because if you're skilled, you can still play him a little bit. You can play him in Solo Showdown when you don't see a lot of bees. You can also play him in the spawning maps, like the Bohm Nani Mortis comp. So that's also pretty good. And yeah, he has a pretty long range, or she, no, he, I don't care. Um, now, Sprout is honestly pretty good. Like, I'm gonna put her, I'm just, whatever. I'm gonna put this robot in the A tier because this robot can be pretty good, honestly, in some modes. Like this, I'm gonna say that every time again. I'm gonna say it's a he. He is like he was pretty good in Graveyard Shift, but now he is also pretty good, but not like that good as before. Now Pam is also pretty good. She's a little underrated, I think, because some players like don't want to play her or something because I don't know. I don't even know why actually, because she's a tank or something, and tanks are in the meta. I don't know, but she has a pretty long range, and her star power, both of her star powers got buffed recently, and her turret also got buffed, I think, like the healing. So that's pretty good. Now Jackie is also an A tier brawler for me because oh no, let's not put that there. Because her damage also got buffed, and she's actually pretty good for that. Now Piper is also good at some maps, but since you're also going to see a lot of bees in Solo Showdown and all those other modes, basically B, like if this B has her second gadget and like she hits Piper once with it and she hits B hits Piper with her super shot, then she's basically dead. So she doesn't have a lot of HP and like, she is a long ranger, but like still you have to be very skilled too to play her. Now I don't know, some people can still play Gene, but I think I'm gonna put him in D tier just because he got nerfed so badly, like almost nobody is still playing him. Um, Now Max, I'm gonna put her in A tier. I think she can be pretty good at some maps, but you're not gonna see her a lot. But still, she's also pretty underrated in my opinion. Now Mortis is also an A tier for sure. Mortis is pretty good at some maps, like most of the maps actually. He's not that good in Soul Showdown, obviously because B is in the meta right now, and as a Mortis, you don't want to go on a B because she has Honeycomb, she has a super shot. Just don't. Now, Nita is definitely an A tier, definitely, definitely. I don't know. I can also put her in S tier. Um, I don't know. I'm just gonna leave her in A tier because she is obviously pretty good, but still, she is not actually that good for me. Now, Tara in the B tier, she can be good, but she's also not in the matter right now. Now, Crow, I'm gonna put him in C tier because he has not really a place in this meta. Um, he can be countered to B, but still, like Crow mostly counters B when they are in solo showdown because of her Honey Code. Like then it's more like you're gonna use it more because it's more effective and stuff. Now Amber, yeah, Amber, my girl Amber. I don't know, bro. I'm gonna put her in C tier because she's also not the best. She got nerfed like insanely hard, and that's why people don't really play her. But she is still pretty underrated, so you could still play her if you have her like max or something. I don't know, but she's not the best too. Now Leon, I'm gonna put him in D tier because he's actually like insanely bad, and B counters him. As well. So there's not like not a place for him at all in this meta. He's pretty bad. Like his damage, his poke damage from long distance. It's just not that good. Now Sandy is actually pretty good in my opinion. I'm gonna put him. I'm sorry, and be an A tier actually because in like let's say Brawl Master or something, he can actually be very good because of some reasons because of course he has this sandstorm which can help his teammates so much and all this other stuff he has. He has pretty much damage like yeah, he's pretty good at damage but still Yeah, he's not that good to be in the S tier. Now Gale is pretty trash in my opinion. He's not that good. He's not that bad either. Now Surge is for me B tier because Surge is pretty good. Okay, his damage is so like yeah, so much damage, and his attacks are so hard to avoid. And now Colt, I'm gonna put him in, bro. I'm gonna put Colt in B tier. He got nerfed very hard, but he's still okay in my opinion. He has actually been nerfed a very lot. Now Colette is going to be again A tier for me because Colette is actually, I don't know if she's underrated, but she's definitely very good. Now Lou is also very good. I'm gonna put him in the also gonna put him in the A tier because he can also be very good in some modes. Now the bull oh is not that amazing. I'm gonna put him in the B tier because he can still be pretty good at highest and some other maps like the custom soul shooter maps. So that is pretty good. Now Jessie is trash. She was very good at present plunder, but now she can't play present plunder anymore. She is basically trash again. Now Dynamite is just also not that good. His Dyna jump, it like requires very much skill, and most of the people don't have it. Now Bo can be pretty good at like with the Bo Mortis Nanny comp in Bounty, and he can also be good at Cavern Churn, which got added back recently. So, gosh, gosh, Ems was in C tier, yeah. Now Tick, yeah, I'm gonna put him in C tier because he's not the best, honestly, in my opinion. Like he can be pretty good at some maps, and don't tell Tom I put Tick in C tier because he will be very mad at me. But Tick is not the best in my opinion. He can be pretty good at some maps, but not the best either. Now Edgar, I'm gonna put him in A tier. Yeah, in A tier. Like definitely not in the S tier because the S tier is obviously for the one and only Byron, together with B. Now, Byron is obviously S tier. He's just the most broken brawler in the game right now. B is also very good, and especially in Solo Showdown. Byron is very good in all 3v3 modes. Edgar is not that broken in my opinion because like you just need the gadgets to survive in all of the modes, like just always. And if you don't have gadgets anymore, you're pretty much dead. Like then you're gonna have to wait until or someone comes close to you, or you're just gonna have to wait until you actually charge your super um, from itself. Okay, so without gadget. So I think that Agra is pretty good, but still not the best. And also his second star power got added today. For me today, I don't know what I have to think about that star power. Okay, it's like everyone's saying it's pretty good, this and that. I don't know, but in my opinion, it can be good, but like both of his star powers are not the greatest in my opinion. No, like if you if you look at Byron's second star power, then that's just an insanely like great difference because Byron's second star power is just very OP because you're always gonna get value out of it. Every 3.5 seconds, you're gonna get value out of it. For Edgar, you might say like, yeah, every time you attack and stuff and you hit an enemy, you're gonna get value out of it, but that's not true, okay? Because if you jump on someone, you're not gonna be low HP, okay? You're not gonna jump on someone when you're at low HP, so you're only gonna get value out of it if you took damage. So yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know about it. But if you ask me, don't play Primo, Shelly, Jean, Leon, or Jesse because those brawlers are actually not that good. You know what? I'm gonna place Leon in the C tier because he can still be still do something in some modes, but Primo, Shelly, Jean, or Jesse really can't. Now Ems can be pretty good. BB, like Ems can be pretty good in some modes and maps, but she just overall she is very map dependent. So You are also not going to want to play her because of Edgar, and he can just jump on her. Now, BB is a short ranger, a tank that's we already know that she's not that good in this meta. Now, Gale, in some modes, like Hot Zone maybe, is just not that good overall. Now, Poco is obviously a very low damage brawler. Um, he's also known for his Poco double tank comp, which is out of the meta right now because of B, oh, because of like the best brawlers in the game, like let's say 8-bit and of course B, um, and some other brawlers that counter them. Now, Frank is obviously a tank. You already know how good it is. Then, now Crow is he's not that good in this one right now. He has gotten some buffs recently, but he's still not that great. Amber is pretty underrated, but still she's not the best. Rosa is a tank, then you already know it. Dynamite requires very much skill, and yeah, you can only play him on the highest community maps most of the time. Stick also in the highest community maps, but also not the greatest. Now, Leon is just you cannot play him on that many maps. If you play him and you're good at him, like still you're not gonna be able to win that much. If you have a good team, you are maybe gonna win. But that's it for Leon. Now Barley can be good at some Brawl Ball maps and like siege maps and stuff. Daryl can be good at Soul Showdown. He can also be good at Brawl Ball, some Brawl Ball maps. Siege, he can also be good at Siege. Now Penny can also be good at Siege. She is pretty good at Hot Zone maybe. Some custom maps to this Gemgrove map, like today's Gemgrove map, is also pretty good for Penny. Now, Spike is he's still good, but he got some nerfs recently to his reload speed. Yes. Also, he's not that in the meta right now because the tanks are out of meta right now, so she's not gonna be able to do that much like he or she. It's both of them. Now, Rico is pretty good. He's not the best in my opinion. You can play him on some maps, but not all of them. Pepper is very skilled. You have to be very skilled to play her. Now, Nani is obviously pretty good, but she's also very skilled. Now, Surge is just he deals much damage, so he's gonna be pretty good. Colt got nerfed recently, but he's still pretty good because of the gadgets and the star power. Now Bull is mostly good at heist maps, also community heist maps. Now Tara is good at some gem group maps. Also, you can play her on Brawl Ball. Brock is still pretty good at like Sword Showdown if you have not that many bees. If you're in a server which has not that many bees. So to be specific, Bo is good on let's say Gehorn Churn and some bounty maps with the comps. Now, Avid is obviously very good because of his damage output and his second star power. He also got a buff to his turret. It's now 50% more damage instead of 30% like damage buff inside of his turret. Carl is still pretty good. Like even though he got nerfed recently, now Sprout is just it's just a good thrower. Okay. Um, Mama, Mama, did I just say Mama? Okay, I wanted to say Mama J because that was her old name because I don't know why, but obviously Pam. She's also pretty good because of her second star power. Jackie is also good because of her damage. Max is good and also some Bravo maps because of also her damage and her ability to speed her and her allies up. Morris is, of course, the dashing assassin. He's also good at most of the maps in like Brawl Ball, maybe also Gem Grab and stuff. Nita is just good because of her first star power and her second gadget. That combo is pretty good. Mr. P is good at like Gem Grab and stuff. He can also be good at Brawl Ball. Sandy is just good because of her Sandstorm. You can play him, by the way. You can play on Brawl Ball, also Gem Grab, and maybe even Siege. Now Colette is also good, very good at Siege. She can also be played in Brawl Ball, but you mostly want to play her against tanks, but you can also play her against some long rangers and just overall like not the most long rangers, but just the guys who have more HP because she will deal more damage to them. Now Louis is obviously very good in Siege and also in Brawl Ball. You can also play him on gem grab maps, some gem grab maps, not all of them. And Edgar is just, you know, why he's good and where he's good. Now B and Byron, the S tier brawlers. B is obviously good in almost every mode. You can play him, her on almost every mode, especially Showdown. Now Byron is just OP. You can play him on every mode and you will just get wins. That's it. So this was my tier list. You can watch it one more time. So not that many brawlers in the D tier and also not that many in the S tier. Now, this was it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I also gave some tips for all of the brawlers and where you can play them in this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I see you guys later. Peace.
Running in circles, never leave me alone. Say I don't answer the messages or pick up my phone. Say we